Hello, welcome. My name is Teresa Alabara, and I am the powerful Asian paradigm shifter. Today, I just felt like sharing a random philosophical thought, and it's inspired by a TikTok post from Marco J. Williams. I think he used to be you go by Marco Polo. So he used to have a different name. He recently changed it to Marco J. Williams, and he is I guess like you could call a spiritual philosophical TikToker. Talks about kind of new age ideas and simulation theory and chakras and things like that, like self improvement topics. And he recently shared some kind of diagram by, I believe, a scientist, and it was talking about like perception and mind vision versus sense vision. Basically, like, well, what I interpreted it as was like kind of like the third eye, like intuitive perception versus our perception of like the five physical senses, like sixth sense versus the other five senses. Um, and it jogged like, I don't know, it jogged something in my mind. It inspired like a thought process, and I went on a journey with reflecting on this diagram, and I'll link that post in the description down below. And it kind of just made me realize, like, because it was talking about how we've become disconnected from our sixth sense or our intuitive perception of the world, and our perception of like energy and just like what else exists in the world around us beyond the physical sense, because we've prioritized um, like hard science so much. Like, unless we can measure it, touch it, feel it, taste it, smell it, etc., and we can measure it and put numbers to it, it does not exist until it does exist, when technology improves and sensors and devices that are invented to read different things are able to numerize our physical experience. And it is when we oh yeah, there's also like the diagram of what kind of like an eyeball, basically a circle with a small triangle showing like the spectrum of vision that we have, that we are able to perceive, is actually very small to the rest of the circle of perception that we can perceive as well, that is not visible to our physical naked eyeball, but it is something that we can sense, especially if you're sensitive or intuitive, or like, a highly sensitive person, HSP like me. We are able to kind of see and perceive things beyond the physical realm, because I think what I would say, the best way I would translate that is that our nervous systems are either more sensitive or perceptive to energy, um, or we have not completely lost our connection to our sense of energy, despite hard science and despite what we're taught in school to follow. And then this put me down a rabbit hole of like mind vision, third eye, sixth sense, intuitive perception. Is this diagram trying to like enumerate or like put into a physical illustrated form um, the kind of like the idea of imagination? And then I was just thinking, oh wow, imagination is kind of like how we bring ideas into the physical realm, like thoughts into action, energy, intangible things into matter, physical tangible things, the things we create, like paintings, furniture, medicine, I don't know, makeup, devices. Like, even the cell phone was just an idea on Star Trek. It was like an imagined creative idea. It was inspiration from source, from the universe, God, whatever you believe in, into somebody's mind who wrote it into the script of Star Trek and invented a device that eventually became actual like cell phones, like the device I'm filming this on, you know? And so if imagination is a space, like the central space within our mind that can receive divine inspiration as downloads, as ideas, as inventions, as things to create, as art, music, innovation, scientific innovation, even technological innovation, then in a way our mind and our imagination is direct communication with the universe or God or source, and what we think of we create. Therefore our mind is a portal. Our mind is like a portal through which divine universal information gets expressed. And so if our mind is a portal, what we think is what we create. I think there's been so many ways somebody out there in the world has said your life or reality is a reincarnation of your thoughts. I think it's Dr. Turi. He's on YouTube. I like him, even though I think there's a lot of people who don't. But I will link him below if you're curious. Like, he says that phrase a lot. And then, I'm sure there's like classical writers who have reiterated this idea of like man or humans, what we think we create, what we think we can make. Every thought begins with an idea. Every creation begins with inspiration. From the intangible to the tangible. You know what I mean? So again, if our mind is a portal and what we think is what we create in the reality around us, then it's really important what we think. Our thoughts are so important, because if we are experiencing a world that does not make us happy, that is not aligned with our values, there is something off there. And I'm sure, a lot of people will agree with me in terms of like the influence that the news and social media and the information that we consume has on our mind. And that's why it's so important to be able to learn, to be open to learning, and to read, and to be able to educate yourself, whether it's in a traditional school setting, or homeschooling, or self-taught stuff, online stuff. I don't know. I don't care. But it's like it's just made me think how important our thoughts really are in creating the world we live in. Now, a lot of it, we get born into certain things. There are certain circumstances we cannot help, and we could debate all day long about that stuff. But like I said in another video, I am not a politician. I'm not trying to be. I am not like a world-class debater. I am not trying to be. I'm just like one person in this world. I'm just like one regular civilian in this world, trying to do my best. I am just trying to do my best. But in sharing the thought that your mind is a portal, self-care is really important. Of course, mental health is really important. Being very selective and vetting out the kind of content you consume is really important, because it does affect the mind. Like what we learn, what we get exposed to on a daily basis. To a degree we can't help, to a degree is our choice, and the part of it that we can choose, that we can take preventative measures on, I think is really important. And as soon as you become aware of this power that we are born with to create our reality, to influence the world around us regardless of what we are born into, I think it's important to wield that and harness that for like what you want to create in the world. and hopefully that will be peace, compassion, and kindness. That is my goal. You know, the mind is a portal. If you like learn about something that makes you afraid, then you will find fear all around you. If you get exposed to something that shows you kindness and compassion, you will have more trust and and openness in the world around you, and you will emulate that as well. So just remember, like, you know, it's neither good or bad. You know, it's just a tool, you know, like information, like what I'm sharing right now. This is just a tool you can choose to use or not. And then if you choose to use it, you can choose to use it in any way you want. I'm hoping it's for good. I'm hoping it's for more kindness and compassion in the world. That's my intention. But, you know, because you know I'm like thinking it's also kind of like epigenetics, like the field of study now where they say genes aren't, you're like what you were born with, your DNA, what you were born with does not define the end point of your quality of life or your health. And that if you are able to change the way you know, you eat, your environment, your connections with other people, the way you perceive things, changing your mindset, you know, doing what you can for your stress levels, it can make positive impacts, you know, on your health that have the potential to transcend your genetics. Now, of course, you know, man, I'm not a doctor either, you know what I mean? But like to the degree that you can use this to your advantage, I would highly encourage it. And just really be thoughtful, mindful, and purposeful about what you are allowing through your portal. You know what I mean? Like, if the mind is a portal through which information can come through, whether good or bad, then I think, you know, just protecting yourself energetically, focusing on positive things, journaling, working out the things that worry you, make you anxious, that make you feel afraid, will help you to release that fear so that your portal can make room for positive healing thoughts, actions, information, energy. You know what I mean? I hope. I hope this was clear. I hope this was helpful. And just be very purposeful about this portal, because this is through your thoughts and your mind is the portal, the gateway through which things can come through and come out into the world to become realized into physical things, into real experiences. So just be very thoughtful about your thoughts, be very purposeful about where your attention is going. And I pray and I hope that that attention goes to positive, productive, progressive, healing actions, things, and other people. So I hope this helps somebody out there. Remember, your mind is a portal, and you are the guardian. You guard the portal, and you decide what comes out of it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share with someone you think would find this interesting or useful. And if you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.